Okay, I want to say good evening, special good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us again. We are here again after about a week. It's time for us to move ahead. We had a wonderful celebration, and many Tibicians were revived. Many those that were sleeping, they were actually happy that something like that happened. So we had a very, very fantastic celebration. I want to appreciate all those that were there. Thank you again for being here, for being supportive. We look forward for many, many celebrations. We look forward for many, many celebrations. Amechi is saying that I just shared the link and hopefully they will join as we go. Yeah, of course. We look forward for everybody. We look forward to see everybody come in. So, guys, this is what I have to tell you for today. We are now 3 years plus old. That is something fantastic. That is something good. But now the question I want to ask you is, have you set up goals? Have you set up goals for question I want to ask you? Excuse me, please. So the question I want to ask you is, what are the new goals? What are the new goals that you have set up for yourself as far as TBC is concerned? What are the new goals? Because this is a rebirth of TBC going on now. TBC we are moving to another level. So as a result of that, you need to set up the new goals, because without these new goals, you can't go anywhere with TBC, because we are now starting a new year. It's a new year with TBC. And like in every new year, we set goals. In every new year, we have a particular intention to accomplish, right? We have particular intention to accomplish. So I might ask some of you questions. What are your goals for TBC this new year, this new rebirth? I'm here to help you to attain those goals. That's why we are here doing these meetings 3 times per week, because we want to help you to achieve those goals that you have set with TBC. Because the truth is, if you don't set those goals, like Williams told me the other time, that if you don't have a goal post, you don't have a target, then you can shoot anywhere. So if you see people playing a football match, they have a goal to shoot. They have a particular direction where they want to shoot. They want to kick the goal in a particular direction. So the question I want to ask you people is that, what are your new goals with TBC? What are your new goals for this new year with TBC? It's a new year with TBC. So what are your new goals? Maybe anybody want to talk? You have the right to unmute yourself and you speak and tell us what your new goals are, and maybe you need help. Which area do you really need help? And what are your new goals? We are here and it's time to listen to you guys. So if you want to say something.
Okay, Mbe, how are you doing?
Yeah, welcome, Mr. Steve Williams.
Yes, you're touching my area. And so, yes, we have to set goals individually, and also, I must say, as a country.
Yeah. Right.
And also, that is why I even suggested to you, Mbe, who has the biggest platform where TBC is concerned, to call on your other broadcasters to set global goals for TBC and country goals for TBC. And so, because when I go back to the Caribbean, I am going to create a Caribbean executive team for TBC. So
Right.
what my plans is to bring all the leaders in from all the countries, and so when we have celebrations now, we will just go to other countries and have celebrations. So if I have a celebration, for example, in my country this year, next year we will plan for another country. And so we have to look at individual goals, country goals, and global goal, because this is a global community. Now, when I look at when I look at listen, read, admin is saying that we have a platform that was given to us that has the ability to solve our, and so how do we see it is the way in which we're going to approach it. And so when you're going to set goal, number one, you have to, it has to be challenging. And so if my goal is to bring 10 person to TBC this year, or 20 person, or 50 person, then first I need to write it down. That's number one. Because a goal in your head is actually no goal at all. Until it leaves your head, then you put it on paper. And not only do I, if my goal is, for example, is 50 person, when I wrote it down, I will place it that I can see it every day. So it will become a constant reminder that that is my goal. Now, after I wrote it down, I now need to write down my action plan. How am I going to get the 50 members? It's all good to say 50, but what is the action plan? What are the activities that I need to do daily to accomplish my goal? And so, goal setting, identify the goal, action plan. Number 3, it must be time sensitive. So I must say, how long do I expect to achieve this goal? Right. And so I said, all right, I'm going to give myself 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. And so it has to be also time sensitive. Yeah. So in all our goal setting, we must have those three markers. And every day we must do an activity that will bring us closer to that goal.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So I just want to set the about, because as you rightly mentioned, the day when I told you in the vehicle, is that, you know, we can't be like a team on the football field playing without a goal post. You right. See, because where would you shoot? And so a lot of us are like that. You know, we're playing a game, but we don't have a goal post, right. And so we want to hit a target that we do not have. And wow. So it is very important that we understand that, and by the way, if you have never recruited 10 persons or 20 persons before, it means that you now have to do things that you have not done before in right. order for you to get those 20 people.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Very important, very important. And so I just hope that we finally, I just want to say, the other day I made a recording and I said that we have not yet caught the full vision of what we have.
Right.
Because a lot of us are still running behind of dimes and pennies. We get up every morning and we spend 8 to 16 hours running after dimes and pennies while we have control over a diamond field. A diamond field. And some of us will not even take 5 minutes a day to educate ourselves about TBC. We would not even take 10 minutes a day when you have control over a diamond field, just for you to figure out how do I carve the diamond out of that field.
Right.
So what is important? What is our priority? And so your vision and priority dictates your action. It dictates your action. And so we need to understand that we all have control over our diamond field. And some of us are still begging our bread. We are still disturbing our neighbors. We still can't afford this. We still can't afford that. While we are dying for hunger on sitting on a diamond field. Hey, this is powerful. So I hope that as we do these things, that as we do this broadcast and training, that our eyes may be open and to show us how can we carve the diamond out of the field. What do we need to do to bring the diamond from under the earth into liquidity? Because that is what we have. Good. So I will turn it over back to you, MD. I don't want to take up all the time.
Actually, thank you, Steve. Thank you so much for that great contribution. Actually, today, we want to set goals. And I want to show the community, I want to show everybody here a lot of things that are happening. I don't know whether you are aware of that, but many things are happening in the community. And I believe that if we set those goals, we are going to achieve some of the things that are happening in the community. And what are some of those things? Let me share my screen here with you. Let me quickly share my screen here with you. I will go to, I want to go to my, let me just go to my Kringle Cash, right? Let me just go to my Kringle Cash back office, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Now, these incentives that was launched by the TBC admin to help people attain, have some liquidity, or maybe how do I say it? A contest that will help you to be able to make money during this time. And we have the contest, the first contest results that was won by a certain doctor in Nigeria, Dr. Chuma Victor. Then we also have the contest for this week. Please mute yourself while you talk on the phone.
Okay.
Some people here.
Look for her. I think Pablo's did it.
What is that? I need to mute everybody, please, so that we don't get distraction. If somebody wants to say something, you can now indicate. Let me mute everybody. All right, because I'll not want to be getting noise. All right, so what I'm saying here is that we have some incentives that was launched last week, and it is going on now. And I think that if we set proper goals, we can win these incentives. The first winner here was Victor. Then let's see what is happening this week. We now have somebody from Uganda. Uganda is on the lead with 5 signups for this week. We have India. Wow, go India with 4. We have Ivory Coast with 4. And we have Greece with 4 signups. We have Bulgaria, 3 signups. Papua New Guinea, 3. Italy, 3. Ghana, 3. Ivory Coast again, Austria, and here we go. So Philippines, India, Kenya, Nigeria. So we have people signing up, coming on board from from every part of the world. They are trying to come in to make sure that they can win these incentives. And what are the conditions for you to win this, right? What are the conditions for you to win these incentives? The first thing you want to do is you must make sure that you have viewed at least one send button meeting and update and put your keyword and submit. You must have viewed one send button meeting, put your keyword and submit. You must have at least 2 signups, right? You must have at least 2 paid signups, and then you must update your profile, right? You must update your profile with full-timers. You must check in as full-timers, then you update. So with this, guys, you can easily win. If you have the highest number of signups per week, right? If you have the highest number of signups per week, the admin will reward you with 200 grains of gold, and the equivalent in dollar will be paid onto you in Bitcoin. So like now, 200 grains of gold, its equivalent is 545 USD. This will be paid if at that moment it is 550. That's what you will be paid at that moment. If it is actually 500, like now we have 545, that is what you will be paid. So guys, these are incentives that are going on right now. And these incentives can permit you to make some money. And the admin make it very clear that this incentive will be added. We shall have additional incentives as we move forward. So people need to take time to be the lucky winners as you win this incentive, because it is so interesting. And trust me, everybody here, once you set those goals, you can actually make it with these incentives. So before we take maybe Steve again, now let me ask the pupil if they actually have a particular question concerning this incentive that I want to ask, please. Just go ahead if you want to say something. You want to unmute yourself and go ahead. Do we have questions that we want to ask about these incentives? Please ask your question. Okay, Steve, over to you.
All right, so I am looking at the incentives, and I can see that there is a renewed spirit for duplication. Watching the numbers before the incentive was put in place and after, and so a lot of persons are taking note of those incentives because the figures are showing it. The figures are showing it.
Right.
And it is also very important that we understand this is the period for us to be focused. This is the time for us to be focused, because the incentive that we have now, that admin has given us in terms of the ability to enter this program with a minimum of a $10, $11 membership fee plus service fee. We all should aim to at least get 1 TBC, which is equal to 40 grains of gold.
Yeah.
And so 125 US right now gives anyone around the world the ability at $1 billion to become a billionaire.
Right.
Which before would be just a dream. And today we have the platform that will allow each one of us to position ourselves. And so I am saying to my fellow Tbcians, this is the time for you to really position yourself.
Right.
And for those of you who have one TBC, listen, you need to double up and triple up, because at the end of the day, admin has already indicated once this promotion is over, it will take $100,000 for you to earn the same one TBC that you're earning now. That you're earning today. Yes. Right. And so I'm not too sure if people are really understanding. Listen, all the countries around the world, especially the first world countries, MB, Japan, Russia, America, all those, and also the financial institutions, the Morgan Stanley, the JP Morgan Chase, Deutsche Bank. Listen, even Western Union, everybody is looking at cryptocurrency as the inevitable. Right. The inevitable. In other words, whether you like it or not, whether you understand what it is or not, or whether you believe what it is or not, cryptocurrency will run over you.
Right.
It will not wait for you. It will not wait for you. Oh, and okay, this person doesn't understand what we're about, and so let's wait for him to understand.
Right.
The cryptocurrency is like the internet. Whether you understand how to use the internet or not, it doesn't care.
Yeah.
And so for us, what we can do is to try and understand it, because by not understanding it, we can only be left behind. Yeah. We can only be left behind. And the answer to the liquidity of the Kringles, because it is one thing to have Kringles in your wallet, but if you cannot use them, what good is the Kringles? Okay. What good is the Kringles? Okay. And so the liquidity and the strength of the Kringles depends on two things. It depends on the growth of the community, and it depends on the number of merchants in the community. Right. And so once we understand what we have in TBC, we already have our currency, the Kringle. That is the legal tender within the community. And all what TBC is saying to the global audience, you now need to bring your friends, relatives, and neighbors into the community. Right. And as you're bringing people to the community, I now want you to identify the merchants that you use on a daily basis. Identify the merchants that you will use 2 to 3, 5 years from now. We're talking about universities. We're talking about private schools. We're talking about boutiques. We're talking about supermarkets. We're talking about transportation. We're talking about airline. Those are the things you need. And so what TBC admin is saying, when you have all those things on your platform, you have no need to spend even fiat. Cash money will mean nothing to you.
Of course, right.
And that is the reason why, MB, that this year, as I said, I already contacted a few businesses while I'm here, talking about TBC, the benefit of TBC, the audience that you have already, because I know as a hospitality specialist who have worked in the hotel in my younger years to the level of executive management, I know hotels' marketing budgets are the largest budgets next to labor costs.
Wow.
And so I know marketing. Yes, marketing is not easy to attract guests to your property. The competition is fierce, and so you have to spend millions of dollars to get people to look at your property. And so now we have a community of over 3 million. I am saying to the hoteliers in Cameroon, it is an opportunity for them to position their product on TBC marketplace because they appeal. You have some merchants who appeal to the local market only. You have some merchants that appeal to the national market only. Yeah. But you also have some merchants. You have some merchants. Their product appeal to both local, national, regional, and international. Yeah. And so these are the merchants that needs to be on the platform so they can capture a global audience. And so I said, Mbe, that this is our territory, and if we fail to fight for our territory, what we do not want will take over.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Steve, for that great insight of what we are saying here. And Steve, I want to tell the audience here that there are merchants. There are also some merchants that are very important that we are neglecting. You see, food, Steve, by the time people know that they can buy food and pay with TBC, that is it. It has gone. And and one thing we forget to do is to educate those people that deals with restaurants, food. By the time those locals are already able, Steve, the stomach, once the stomach is able to get food with TBC, you have conquered. You have conquered a great quantity of people, because those are the people that deals directly with the population. And now, once you get a merchant who owns a restaurant, for example, the first thing you should tell him is that you belong to a community that we have over 3 million people worldwide, and we have a platform that you can advertise your products or you can advertise your restaurant for free. Listen, once you get a merchant and you tell the merchant, because like I said last time before the anniversary, we shall be focusing this year henceforth, because I want to call now a new year with TBC. That's what I want to call now, a new year with TBC. So in this new year with TBC, we shall be focusing on merchants. I want to see some liquidation going on all over the territory, both national and international. And I have a project that I'm working with Steve. We shall be moving to other African countries, as well as the Caribbean island, where we shall be doing a lot of things for his country too. So what I want to say here is that people should focus on those merchants that deals with food. If you have not been considering those kind of merchants, start considering them now. By the time those people dealing with food can start accept kringles, they can easily accept 100% because they deals with the local the merchants that supply the food directly, and they make their gains 100%. So if somebody deals with restaurant, start accepting 100% or 75% in TBC, that is huge. That is huge. By the time the stomach is hungry, and you know that you can easily rush to any restaurant and buy food with Kringle, then we have conquer. And now I want to precise here that once you get in contact with a merchant, make sure that you have your business card printed and leave it. In a Kringle Cash back office, you can easily get your Kringle Cash, you can easily get your card printed. Maybe I should share my screen again and show those that don't know that in the Kringle Cash back office, you have a forum there to print business cards. Like if you come to marketing and you come to business card generator, you click here. Once you click there, you can generate a beautiful business card. You put your name, phone number, Facebook link, and email address. You submit. Once you submit, it's going to print a very beautiful card like this for you. Now, when this thing comes out, you download it and you can now print. You download this and you can now print. And this is what happens. With a merchant, you will print some quantities of this business card and leave it in the merchant's location or in the store of a merchant. And you now tell him that, look, when people comes here to buy, to shop, to do whatever, send out your cards to them. Just give them the card and tell them to pick up a rendezvous with you. And trust me, by the time you do it with 5 merchants, by the time you do it with 10 merchants, your business card keep going out. You will definitely become a sponsoring machine. You will definitely become a sponsoring machine because your business card will be going out from the merchants. You are not asking the merchant money yet, but you are asking him to partake in a situation where you guys will make 50-50. That is how you carry out merchandise program. Because if you don't do this, trust me, it will be very difficult to get this merchant. And by the time the merchants start giving out your cards, that millions of dollars will be distributed, you can have some more funding for your business. For example, when they start giving out your merchants, by the time you start educating them, right? By the time you start educating them, right? By the time you start educating them, and by the time they start making 50%, by the time they can now put 50% to their pocket, that is where the excitement starts. That is where the excitement starts now. Because if you can't make sure that they make 50%, the excitement might be low. But by the time the merchants start getting 50%, trust me, they will share your business card like wildfire. Your business cards will be burning. They will just want to be shared from any person. When somebody is paying the bill from the cashier, remember, when you go to the bank, when there are some special promotion going on, or they want to create an account, what happens? The cashier is there to share the promotion out, to give out the promotion. So when you have merchant doing that for you, you automatically become a sponsoring machine. And that's how money will keep coming into your pocket, because you will keep picking rendezvous with those people that your merchants are sharing your card to. And by so doing, money will be entering into your pocket. You start having 5 merchants, you start having 3 merchants, 6, sharing your business cards every day. Trust me, with this, there is no way you will stay without having money. And even here with us, we have another merchant in the name of American who also accept up to 20% in TBC. He's right there in his shop. You can see him there. He does building construction materials, and he take up to 50%. Up to 50. I don't know if you can even hear me, but he is taking up to 50%. Oh, up to 20%. Up to 20%. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. These merchants that in Cameroon, do they have a sign that says we accept Kringles?
Yes. For example, if you go to his shop, you will see a kind of an indication, a paper that has been printed showing that TBC accepted here. If you go to the clinic, there is a clinic that accepts 50% in TBC. Okay. Once you go there, by the time you are entering the clinic, you will see TBC accepted here. By the time you go to the reception, you go to the cashier, you will see TBC accepted here. So
Excellent.
most of them have a kind of indication showing that TBC is being accepted there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. All right. So I think what we need to do, and I'm going to try see if I can organize a meeting, because you see the hotel has an association here. They also have a president. The agency, they also have association. They have a president, and so transportation, they have a president. They have a syndicate.
Yeah.
And I think if we can have a rendezvous, with the leaders and show them the vision, they can make our work easy, rather than to pick the low hanging fruit. We go to who can really make things work. Huh?
That is fantastic, Steve. That is fantastic. By the time we get the leaders of the different association of the different domains, that way we are going to do something fantastic. Trust me, I'll be available whenever you pick up a rendezvous with any of those 24 hours. I should let you indicate, so that I will be able to schedule my program so that we get some of those presidents in those different domains involved. Because by the time there are various presidents, and Steve, I want to just use this opportunity to add it to all those who are listening to us right now, to make them, because we have people from South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana here, right with here. I want to say that it's an opportunity for them also to learn something, like meeting those syndicates
Yes.
of association, syndicates of drivers, syndicates of hotels management, and other. By the time you meet their president and try to make them to see the vision, it is going to be something powerful, Steve. It's going to be something so powerful. Thank you very much for that good idea, for that powerful idea.
You're welcome.
So I want to take, maybe, do we have somebody who wants to say something or ask a question? I don't know, maybe a remark or whatever. You have the right now to ask your question, or you have a remark you want to make. Please do go ahead. Yes. Okay, let me start with Mr. Okeke. Welcome.
I'm sorry, I came in, quite late, and I just joined a few minutes ago. Yeah. I was just rushing and said, look, I must be at this training today.
Right.
And first and foremost, let me congratulate you, once again for the wonderful, wonderful 3rd anniversary. I saw that eloquent speech.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
And I said that was really, really great.
Thank you.
And we will continue, to move on from one higher level to another higher level.
Right.
And I've heard from this meeting now, there are this training that we are moving. Of course, you mentioned this before the anniversary when you said that move into another level right. of the merchants,
right.
Anniversary. And that wonderful remark or suggestion from our brother Steve, was great.
Yeah.
So what all of us need to do is, to meet various heads of associations of or various domains and begin to discuss with them. And of course, in such situations, you can always bring in your leader. You can always bring in, our brother Mbe, to be part of the rendezvous, like he has suggested.
Yeah.
And that way we will move faster than we even expect.
Right.
And of course, on an individual basis, we can also do that. Whatever is possible. All we know is that we are already in another level.
Right.
Level the merchants.
Yeah.
We will focus completely on the merchants now. Because right. when we get hold of the merchants, we are sure that a whole lot of people will join our community. So
that's right.
Welcome that idea. It is wonderful, and we will go on headlong with it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Okeke. And I want to challenge everybody to keep to this advice that we are giving here and try to contact at least 2 or 3 merchants per day. And because we are now seeing the big picture, we have gone past through talking to individuals. Now is the time for merchant. We are carrying out the merchandise campaign. That's what is important for me now. And we are going to look in that direction. We also have 2 people that want to say something. Let me start with Amechi, Optimist. Amechi, you're welcome on board, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. mbehderick.
Thank you, sir.
And to the rest of the community, I do appreciate each and every one of you there. Good evening to you all. Okay. Yeah, my call out is of message this evening. And what I need and what I want from each and every one of us is that let us start behaving like TBC admin. What do I mean by that? Days are gone with what is happening, especially with TBC. I'm not talking about every other cryptocurrencies out there, but with the concept of TBC, we are to learn another way of living. It is not all about how much I have in my bank account, what I have, and the next person is not having it. Let me now raise my shoulder high. It is not so, because if the admin had wanted it to be that way, that means so many of us here will not be able to be part of this very opportunity. Right. Okay? So if we start behaving like TBC admin and have the mind of giving, have the mind of sharing, have the mind of letting others know that which we know is going to put so many things in a place whereby we'll be happy. It is in TBC that I come to find out that it is no longer the issue of I have this way, I'm not going to show you. But what are we seeing in TBC? Many people who are into different multi-level marketing out there is just about, well, hey, I can get this. Let me not allow this person to get this so that I'll be able to quickly make up this point and things like that. But here in TBC, everything is very open. I got carried away when I learned that you bring in 1,000 persons in a month and you're giving 30%. You go ahead and even do it 2,000. What about that? Okay, let's say that one is too much. What about the weekly winning of a team? So when you look at TBC, so many people are getting it wrong, thinking that if I join and I do a transaction of $100 and I pay my $10 and do this, that I'm spending money. You are spending nothing. Right. It's an opportunity that TBC admin has given us. I listened to a word the other day that said that TBC is not a cure-all. Yes, TBC is not a cure-all, but with TBC, we can boast of the best opportunity around the world today. Or if you doubt me, bring it to the table. Let us see. Right. There's no business opportunity, no opportunity whatsoever that can be compared with TBC. So, that's friends, actually appealing to each and every one of us, let us carry our shoulder high. Let us not go as if we are begging people to join. No, let us tell them what we have and be professional enough ahead of to see. For the fact that so many people are still afraid, they are afraid not because TBC is not working, but they are afraid that TBC is too good to be true. That's just the only thing. Yes, that's the reason why we are afraid. Thank you, sir. Okay? Thank you. So please, let us carry our shoulder high. Thank you. Let us carry our shoulder high. Thank you, Mr. Optimist. And today I was with some professor in my office, and we had a very good meetings. They are very big professors in the university, famous university here in Douala, and they were like, I've been hearing this thing, and I couldn't get the picture. And besides, the way they explained to me, I was afraid of this figure. My head could not contain the figure that they gave me. But so by the time I break them down, I break it to them down to the level where we are moving to eradicate poverty. And eradicating poverty is not a child's play. It's a serious business. It's a serious business. And if you really want to eradicate poverty, you need good figures. You need good figures to be able to do that. So when I have to break down the mission and everything, they were like, wow, this is fantastic. And
already another professor was already taking down notes and trying to come out with a book that will be talking about public cryptocurrency, private cryptocurrency like TBC, and he was just so very much excited. So just like Mr. Optimist said, many people are not afraid of TBC because it's bad, but they are afraid because TBC, because of the numbers and because it's too good to be true. Thank you so much, sir. I'll be going to the next speaker who just indicated here, Mufagidas. Please go ahead. You have to unmute yourself. All right.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay, I greet all the whole crew. I greet the whole house. It has really been a long time. And I excuse for not my camera. The connection is not good. I've been attempting using various devices.
It's okay.
I wanted just to say that, sir, I really grandiosely appreciate my gift. I got my gift today. Despite the fact that I was on a I want to go on my knees and bend my head down and say thank you.
You don't have to go on your knees.
For my gift.
Okay, before you continue, I want to say that in my country,
a long time, and
I want to say that the person talking he won the gift of the highest live broadcast. So I offer him a gift. He was not around, but I surprised him. So I'm sure he actually received it in his house. So Gidas, you were not around. Okay, no problem. I'm happy you received your gift. Go ahead.
So, sir, I really want to graciously accept the gift, tell you thank you very much. But what a gesture like this would really flatter somebody for the work he is doing and really seeing that he's trying to spread the word of all this abundance that we are talking about. So it is really something that has touched me right to the depth of my heart. I still even have it with me here. Since I took it today, I'll be looking at it and say, whoa, what a great thing that TBC is all about. You once told me in your office one day that, Mufo, see, this thing you are seeing like this. Tomorrow you will ask yourself whether is this thing you will not believe. And I'm unavoidably absent on this celebration, and I quite believe it is just one celebration out of many that we have to do in the community to say thank you and march on forward with the great work you're doing. Congratulations and more kudos to you. So let me not take much time. In other meetings, I will intervene and we will exchange on a good number of things. I know you are capable and you're doing very great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm so happy for you, and let's keep doing what we are doing. I know that you have been a wonderful live broadcaster, and I'm so proud of you because you have the highest number of live broadcasts in my country. So it's a privilege for me to offer you that gift, and I look forward. I'm not saying that you should relent your effort. So let's keep doing what you have been doing so far.
No.
And trust me, next year is going to be a wonderful one again. So I want to take another person. I think I'm seeing somebody here. He said,
thank you.
Yeah, I'm seeing somebody here, Galaxy. I can't find her name, but she said she wants to ask something. Please, can you go ahead and ask your question, madam?
All right, good evening to you all.
Thank you, good evening.
Please, I've been disturbed about something. This is the third time I'm attending this training, even though the other times I've been having some faults, some technical faults.
Okay.
I've been talking to many people about the TBC, and others seem to be like skeptical, others seem to be like afraid, asking so many questions, some of the questions which I cannot even answer, others which I can answer.
Okay.
But at the long run, I discovered that, I don't know, they start telling me of other things that have been existing, like the Bitcoin, how it went, how it existed, how it lost its past, and things like that. So I don't know how to do it, because I've really tried convincing people and There was one time I even had to complain in the office that someone asked me if it is legal, and if it is legal, the person wants to see the papers and things like that. I was like, wow, this. So
What's your name again, please?
my name is Masango Katrine.
Okay, Katrine. You see, what I want to say is that are you based here in Douala? Are you in Douala? Which town are you present?
Yes, I'm in Douala, but I was passing through some health challenges. That's why I've been missing for some time.
Okay, you are going to contact me later after this. You get my number, and then I'm going to send you all the videos that we have been doing so far. Today, this is our 30th training. I think 29th training so far. This is number 29 training. So those that were here from the beginning, you can't challenge them anymore with any question. And they speak TBC with confidence. And there is, whether about legality, whether about other coins that has gone, people that are here can actually, testify that you can't just challenge them again. So the best I can do for you is that you are going to get my contacts. I will forward some videos to you. You start watching from the beginning. Now, you now have some personal questions. If somebody challenge you with a question, send the person to me or ask me the question directly or link me with the person. I'll help you out. You understand? Because you might not be having the appropriate knowledge to like today. I was with a professor. He was an economist in University of Douala here, and we took about 1 hour for him to understand because he was thinking he could actually challenge me with his question, but we had to finally come to a compromise, and we understood ourselves, and he was so happy and ready to invest next week. So what I want to say is that we have reached the level where no question in TBC should challenge you. Nobody in TBC should challenge you. We have reached a level where you should be able to answer all the TBC questions. All right, Katrine? So
recently, someone asked another embarrassing question. Someone was telling me of before she can even register, she would like to see my own money that I've touched.
Okay.
So I was just like, I don't know what to do. People ask a lot of.
Those are the Thomases. Those are the Thomases, and sometimes you can just take a simple example of mobile money. When mobile money started, they were begging people to buy shares in MTN. My uncle refused to buy shares for 500,000 francs, and he had the money. He was working in the bank because he thought that it was useless. Today he is on retirement, and he is broke, very broke even. You know, many people, they are Thomases. We have the Thomases, and we have those that will believe even if they don't see. And some want to see before they believe. Those are the Thomases believers. So we're going to teach you. First of all, you don't owe somebody anything when he wants to see your benefit or the cash. No, you are not forced to accept or to come down to his level. If he cannot see the vision, let go. Let him go. We have more than 20 million people in Cameroon, right? We have those are mindset, like what Amici is saying here. Amici said that with TBC, no person can talk you down. Scarcity mindset. That's the best way the elites are enslaving the weaklings. That's true. That's true. So such kind of people, I would like to talk to them. You understand? I would like to talk to them, and I will bring the person, I will reason the person, and make him to see the bigger picture, the Thomases. And secondly, those that invested in some other programs that were using Bitcoin, and the program left, it doesn't mean that it is Bitcoin that has gone. Bitcoin has no problem. I have a Bitcoin account. I'm using it. So when a company comes and without publicity, we have companies that came like Bitwar Center, BitClub Advantage, Crypto Invest. Those were all Ponzi schemes. And many people here were involved. And those are personally advised, they never lose any money. Now, when those companies collect your Bitcoin and go with your Bitcoin, and tomorrow they close down, doesn't mean that it is Bitcoin that has closed. Bitcoin is money. It's money like TBC. And it is still there till now. But those companies that were telling you to deposit your money in Bitcoin, because the people were not well orientated, the people were not taught, the people were not doing trainings like this. We have tight training programs because we want many people to understand what TBC is all about and what TBC is not. So the ignorant out there, when they lose money on companies that were using Bitcoin, they say tomorrow they'll say Bitcoin has gone away. Meanwhile, it is not Bitcoin that has gone away. It is the company that were using Bitcoin. It's just like you have a company like Nextel in Cameroon, and then you have UBA. If people are using Nextel, taking money from UBA, if tomorrow Nextel goes away with your money, does it mean that it's UBA that has died down?
No, sir.
Yes, so that is the same thing you need to explain to people to understand that Bitcoin has never had any problem since 2008. Bitcoin is money and people are using it. You can use it to invest in a program. You can use it to buy your stock online. You can use it on wherever. So those programs that you invest with Bitcoin, when they die down, it doesn't mean that it's Bitcoin that has died down. I hope that particular point is very clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So we look forward to see you again with your prospects. Now, let me take another person. Maybe you have another person that wants to ask a question. We are almost at the end of the program. Is there any other person that wants to ask a question? Mr. Okeke said, we have over 7 billion people globally. Talk to them. Don't let any single individual waste your time. Miss Catherine, Madam Catherine, this is for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Do we have any other person? No other person so far. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to challenge all of you guys to invite at least 2 or 3 people in this meeting next time, so that we shall be able to answer their questions. We shall be able to get them on board. I want to challenge everybody to invite at least 2 persons to attend this meeting next time. That being said, we are going to have our next meeting on Friday as from 8 p.m. We're going to teach you a lot of things. We are concentrating on merchandise. We want to meet a lot of merchants so far. So that is that for today. For those that will need a recording, I'll be posting the recording in our various WhatsApp group. Okay, do have a wonderful night and see you on Friday. Bye now.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.